All right, Caleb.
With the first pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select Caleb Williams, quarterback, Southern California.
The people in Detroit are booing Caleb Williams, and he ain't even
there he is, Chicago.
Taking a snap yet.
There's your new
hey, you know what? Talented kid.
You know his story.
Don't overthink it. They had to go with him. I mean, for the football. All right, here we go.
Pick number 2.
Who's it going to be for Washington? Got to be Daniels.
With the second pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Washington Commanders select Jaden Daniels, quarterback, LSU.
Hey, talented dude, man. And the expectations, they said that he was Lamar Jackson 2.0. You were talking about high expectations for this kid. Dang. New England.
With the third pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the New England Patriots select Drake May.
Wow. All right.
North Carolina.
I was wrong. I thought they'd go McCarthy. I was going out on a limb. Pick up McCarthy, but Drake May. All right. Listen, you know, I felt like the Patriots didn't really believe in this guy throughout the, you know, lead up based on what you heard from different analysts. But you know what?
To go in round 1 since Mitch Trubisky.
Pick in the 2024 NFL Draft.
Maserati Marv.
The Arizona Cardinals select Marvin Harrison Jr., wide receiver, Ohio State.
This has been a very good.
You're up to bat, Kyler Murray. You got your dude now. I mean, if you ever go do it, now is the time to do it, brother. Listen, this guy right here, being a Titans fan, I mean, this guy's dad used to have us in just
28 touchdowns.
The worst of times.
By the way, he's outdone his dad now. Marvin Sr. went 19th in 1996.
I feel like he might be better than his dad.
Number 4.
Yeah, a lot bigger than Marvin.
Oh my gosh, no.
With the fifth pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Chargers select Joe Alt, tackle, Notre Dame.
No!
What an offensive line they're
oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, Joe!
Games for the Irish at left tackle, and
oh my gosh!
American last year.
With the sixth pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the New York Giants select Malik Neighbors, wide receiver, LSU.
Wow.
It's just,
we thought maybe quarterbacks would go 1, 2, 3, and 4.
What are we going to do?
J.J. McCarthy still on the board as we get
to the Giants take Neighbors. What are we going to do?
All the great receivers that have come out of LSU, including Jamar Chase.
With the seventh pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select J.C. Latham, tackle, Alabama.
Weighed in at 342 at the combine. By the way, he was a sprinter in high school when he was already 6'6" and weighed 300 pounds. Grew up in Wisconsin, 5-star recruit, has been on everyone's radar since the 8th grade.
I mean,
started
listen.
27 games at right tackle for Alabama, also played a little guard.
Yeah, think about this team, Peter Skoronski, right, last year guard.
Is the next best tackle. I mean,
to take place. Here comes Roger Goodell to announce the pick.
what are they doing?
With the 8th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Atlanta Falcons select Michael Penix Jr., quarterback, Washington.
What?
Holy
wow.
smoke. And so the first stunner.
I love it.
Wow.
Stunner is right. I'm just saying from a stunner perspective, I love
wow.
it. Because look, we love the drama of the draft. We love the unpredictability of the draft. You know, something was we couldn't just go chalk, as we were saying.
Am absolutely
now, do I agree
flabbergasted.
That their draft position at this point? No, I don't.
Pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select Rome Odunze.
Hey,
wide receiver, Washington.
That's a good 2 picks for them, man. Because now you're going to have DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, and now Odunze.
And now we have our answer. Consensus.
With the 10th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Minnesota Vikings select
J.J. McCarthy,
quarterback,
there you go.
Michigan.
They got their guy, man. And they only had to move up a spot to get him. I mean, people thought they were going to have to trade into the top 5 to get this guy.
Mixed emotions in this room. They love him here, having led Michigan to a national championship.
Yeah, this is interesting. Michigan guy going to a division rival.
The 11th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Olu Fashanu, tackle, Penn State.
Wow.
Those Jet fans should be.
Well, that was a guy that a lot of people thought might go to the Titans.
A consensus All-American in the Big Ten's offensive lineman.
Hey, that's a big old boy.
Of the year in 2023.
Well, now clearly the Jets need somebody to protect Aaron Rodgers. Okay. Dude played 3 plays and got hurt last year. So. All right, Broncos, what's it going to be? I can't believe the Falcons took Michael Penix Jr. My mind is blown.
In the 2024 NFL Draft, the Denver Broncos select Bo Nix.
Oh my
Oregon.
gosh. Bo.
So here we are, 12 picks into
Bo knows.
6 quarterbacks.
I can't believe this.
Defensive player has been
I
selected.
thought Michael Penix and Bo Nix would both go late first, early second.
Was a Heisman finalist last.
The Las Vegas Raiders select Brock Bowers, tight end.
Whoa.
Georgia.
Whoa.
What a career for this young man who's from Napa Valley, 3-time All-American.
Wow.
He's the 3rd Georgia player to
Who's going to be throwing it to him?
Walker and our old friend David
I don't
Pollack.
even.
That was also won the Mackey Award as the nation's best tight end.
I don't
twice
even know.
As the only player ever to do so.
I mean,
he's now the highest drafted tight end
I mean,
since
good
Kyle
pick.
Pitts went 4th.
But who's going to throw him the ball?
Highest rated.
Because the Saints pick is in. Saints select. Fuaga. Well, I mean, that's another player that some people predicted the Titans to trade back and get, and I'm glad they didn't do that. But Fuaga goes to the Saints. I mean, you know, they need. I got a good friend who's a Saints fan, and they need protection there for Derek Carr with the 15th pick in the 24 NFL Draft. Indianapolis Colts select. They took Latu over Dallas Turner? Are you kidding me? How is Dallas Turner still on the board? He was supposed to go in the top 10. The Colts took Latu. Roger. Seahawks. Wow. Another defensive player. Byron Murphy, defensive tackle, Texas. I mean, all right. I mean, it's not a very deep defensive tackle class from what I've heard. So if you're going to get one and you need one, you probably need to get them sooner rather than later. So Dallas Turner to the Vikings. Wow. All right, man, I can't believe he fell that far. I mean, you got to keep in mind, most mock drafts had him going to Atlanta at number 8. He falls all the way to 17 in Minnesota. They went Mims. They went with Mims from Georgia. Wow. I mean, I feel like every one of these tackles' names have been associated with the Titans at some point. Because, like, people talked about every tackle as a possibility for the Titans if they traded back or something. But Mims, big old dude, is going to try to protect Joe Burrow. I mean, big guy. A lot of people I know in Titans world were not a big fan of Mims as a possibility in the draft. But Marius Mims goes to Cincinnati. Well, Jared Verse, defensive end, Florida State. So we've seen quite a few defensive ends go off the board. I mean, that's really the main thing we've seen defensively. We had a defensive tackle a little bit ago. But a lot of, I mean, you know, it's never been more important to have good pass rush in the NFL as it is right now with the level of quarterback play we're seeing. So it's no wonder the defensive picks we have seen so far tonight have been edge rush. Troy Fautanu. I was thinking, like, that guy was projected to go first round. He's still there. So the guard from Washington, Troy Fautanu, goes to the Steelers. Look at that nice clip. He's getting emotional about it. Hey, I mean, that was a guy that, you know, was high on a lot of draft boards. And so I'm sure the Steelers are glad he falls to them. And they'll have some protection for either Russell Wilson or Justin Fields, whichever one of them it is. Wow. Chop Robinson, edge rush again. Penn State. So, I mean, again, like, I know we talked about how there's going to be a lot of quarterbacks, a lot of wide receivers, a lot of offensive tackles, but, man, there's a lot of edge rush guys flying off the board, especially in these mid to late rounds. As I said earlier, it's never been more important to get after the passer, man. Quinion Mitchell. That's what I thought. Cornerback from Toledo. I figured because they talked about how the Eagles like had the guy that they wanted and thought they were going to trade up for him, and then because things happened the way they did with the quarterbacks, they said we can just stay right where they are. So an exciting day for the Eagles. They pay A.J. Brown $1 bazillion to play wide receiver for them. And then they get their guy that apparently they wanted, and they don't have to move up or anything. And then the Falcons took him. Ugh, what were they thinking? All right, here's the Jags pick. I hope it's the worst player of all time.
With the 23rd pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Brian Thomas Jr.
Brian Thomas Jr., that's exactly what I said it would be. I mean, listen, Calvin Ridley is not there anymore. And Gabe Davis is there. I mean, but they need help at wide receiver, and so Brian Thomas Jr. is going to apparently be that help. There you go. Wow, that got quite a reaction from the crowd, but they're in Detroit, so I bet anything would have gotten a major reaction. Terrion Arnold, cornerback from Alabama, going to Detroit. So there you go. I'm telling you, if you want a successful draft, you got to draft somebody from Alabama. Just ask the Titans. I mean, only smart teams draft players from Alabama in the first round. Terrion Arnold going to Detroit. I mean, I feel like anytime, I mean, I say that, but like, I feel like anytime a player gets drafted from like Alabama or Georgia, everybody's like, that's a good pick.
The Green Bay Packers and hosts for the 2025 NFL Draft. Select Jordan Morgan, tackle, Arizona.
Jordan Morgan, tackle from Arizona, and this Green Bay Packers fan that they have the camera on is so devastated at the news. Oh my gosh. I don't know who this Packers fan thought that Green Bay was about to draft, but they did not want Jordan Morgan, offensive tackle from Arizona. What'd I tell you? What'd I tell you? Graham Barton, center from Duke, going to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I told you. I had a feeling. Is that the first center off the board? I believe it is. So there you go. Tampa Bay. I guess they're going to be back. Tampa Bay, I guess they're going to have Baker Mayfield again, right? Yeah, let's go. All right, let's move this thing along. Darius Robinson, there we go. We just mentioned his name. Edge rush from Missouri. I'll tell you what, man. Again, a lot of edge rushers going here in the first round. And Arizona, they got Marvin Harrison earlier at number 4, and now they go Darius Robinson. And that's a name that's been thrown around a lot in the lead up to this draft. A lot of upside to this dude. And Arizona, I mean, Arizona's kind of a team. They're in the division with San Francisco. You know, Seattle always seems to be good. The Rams always seem to be good. So, I mean, the last thing that the Cardinals need to do is totally be the odd team out. Xavier Worthy, you are a Kansas City Chief. That's what you're about to hear right now. I guarantee you. Why would the Bills give that to the Chiefs? Xavier Worthy. I literally called this months ago. I was like, the Chiefs are going to end up with Xavier Worthy. Like, I knew it. And that was before they traded up. I mean, that was, of course, back when they were at 32. I was like, of course, Xavier Worthy is like the fastest dude in this draft. So that, of course, means that he's going to go to Kansas City, and they're going to put him in the Tyreek Hill role, and he's just going to sprint down the field, and Mahomes is going to beautifully throw it up there to him, and he's going to put it right here in the breadbasket, and then Travis Kelce's going to run out there and spike the ball off the mat, and Jason Kelce's going to be in a stance shirtless, flexing, and then Taylor Swift is going to be over there like, or whatever, and she's going to put out an album about, like, the tortured Bills department. Oh, there we go. Tyler Guyton, offensive tackle from Oklahoma, going to Dallas. I mean, this guy was kind of viewed as like a wild card going into the draft. I mean, there's like, he initially, a lot of people weren't high on him, and then, you know, things got a little better, and I mean, you know, he was projected to go into the first round, and that's exactly where he's going. So, right, the stupid, idiotic, fecal matter Baltimore Ravens are up next. I'm telling you, the Cowboys draft room just looks like a terrorist organization.
In the 2024 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens select Nate Wiggins.
Well, that was one of they said defensive player, Nate Wiggins, cornerback from Clemson. He was one of the best available on Mel's board there. And so he goes to the Ravens. I mean, you know, the Ravens, like they were just talking about, a physical team. It's clearly evident by the fact that they picked up Derrick Henry. Off.
With the 31st pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers select Ricky Pearsall, wide receiver, Florida.
Wow. That's interesting. Wow. So they took him over Mitchell, the guy from South Carolina. Dang.
The Carolina Panthers select Xavier Legette, wide receiver,
Roger.
South Carolina.
Well, that's a guy a lot of people thought might go to Tennessee tomorrow, and he's going to Carolina. So mark him off your draft boards. Wow. So, I mean, that's quite a development to end the night